Hello, everybody, and welcome back to that most victorious of parties. Roll20 presents Tomb of Annihilation. I am very impressed. Good job, everybody. I'm really glad that you managed to get through it with Bag of Fails and his friend and the massive amount of help that they gave you. I don't think you could have made it on your own. I think if
Yeah,
you were
without-
They did 0 points of damage.
I'm just glad that
They
you
didn't even
turned off.
distract the king of.
I know, right? Like he just did nothing.
I'm just glad you turned off your hacks for that fight, Adam.
I don't have hacks, all right?
I don't
Otherwise,
know.
Bag of Fails would have done something, right? I have to.
Because you
I can't turn
turned
it on or
off
off. I have to self-hack too.
No, you turn off your hacks. I know that's what happened.
And we got so in chat, and this is a great idea. I'm writing this down. Wolf from the Arctic just said Nubub is actually Ooptao in disguise. Wouldn't that be like that'd be such a Saturday morning cartoon thing? Like at the very end, you get out of the dungeon, you're like, we did it, everyone. We defeated the Tomb of Annihilation, and then you hear like a deep voice from your bag, like, congratulations, Ishi Snaggletooth, you finally did it. I've been watching you all along, and you're like a little tiny.
Wow.
It's victory time. What do you want to do? There's dinosaur bodies all over the place. You know, people say that the dinosaurs went extinct because of a meteorite or evolution or something. I think it was player characters. I think
it was dolphins.
PCs extincted the dinosaurs.
The dolphins did it.
I gotta say, Spirit Guardians came in clutch. This particular
Spirit Guardians and Fly.
Yeah.
Like it's like I couldn't attack Dave after the first 2 rounds. And then Spirit Guardians was good to just like keep the damage up even when the damage dealers were down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, I guess, from a design perspective. The combat is so reliant on like melee and ground stuff because
even and I was thinking about this in between, even if the King of Feathers' only recourse to dealing with like flying characters is barf bees at them. But Fly is so fast, the bees would never catch up.
But the thing is, right, like the thing with Fly, and the thing that always comes into my mind when I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I'll fly 60 feet into the air, is like
that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if someone hits you, you tumble and you die.
Yeah.
But the problem is just like it's really easy to make concentration saves usually. Like you really have to blow
But like
it.
even if like we're talking about a mage that flies, you hit him for like 30 damage or something, like let's say, I don't know how you would do that, but like another spellcaster or something, and then while they're in their death save mode, they're plummeting to their doom. They're gonna hit the ground, take 2 failed death saves like immediately.
Yeah, the funny thing about the failed death saves, and I was reading about this too because I was rereading a bunch of combat stuff in between. The double failed death save is only on a crit, and that's only on a hit, and things like falling and fireball and whatever can't cause crits.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
Which is super weird. Yeah. So you actually can't die unless you take so much damage from falling that it kills you instantly. You can't die from a fall.
But I can imagine that taking so much damage that you die instantly is a thing you could do while you were flying.
Well, let's imagine had one of those arrows hit, right? Like Dave, you would have taken like a d6 plus 3.
So that wouldn't have put Dave down anyway.
So d6 plus 3 definitely wouldn't have put you down. And then I guess if the longbow had hit you and you take all that poison damage and stuff, but yeah it's a weird thing how to deal with like flying and how to challenge characters who can fly and then just throw fireballs.
Confined spaces.
Yeah. Well, and again, we haven't been in a dungeon yet.
Which we'll get to.
Yeah, and this is why I think that if you're fighting and like where the onus on the GM becomes difficult, where like if you're fighting a dragon, you kind of have to be cheap. You kind of have to be like, cool, the dragon flies out of range and just breathes fire on you till you're all dead.
Well, which is what it would do.
What it would do. Yeah, you have to do the inverse. But what's funny is when a PC is doing it, it feels like a good tactical sense, but it can feel really mean when the GM does it because the GM has an infinite number of dragons and you just have the one player. So
yeah, exactly.
So
So what do
what we're doing now.
Yeah, you're in this. We fade back in on the amphitheater.
Right? Yeah,
in the background, you didn't quite get to it. There's the dead Stegosaurus, and then in the background, through the trees, there are the seats of this massive stone amphitheater. The whole area is quiet, but I think that as the wildlife starts to realize the King of Feathers is dead, we start to hear the chirping of insects. We hear birds. And the place starts to slowly kind of return to normal.
So I think we're looking for stuff, right? Like, I mean, I'm gonna check the King of Feathers' body. I doubt it has like anything on it, but because it's a
Scales,
dinosaur.
feathers, big sharp teeth.
It's a dinosaur, and this isn't World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Oh, can I take a feather?
Yeah, of course. You can take
A
out a
little
handful.
fox is already taken.
I like creep really slowly toward it, and like the dolphins are probably like poking at it, and then I like.
They don't poke. They swarm around you in a horrible
like
storm.
Okay, well they're like also hesitant because I decided.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, I like just take one of the feathers and then like dart back, and I'm like.
Okay, yeah.
It occurs to me that I want to loot bag of fails.
These are the kinds of feathers that, in addition to a bunch of other magical feathers, you would use to make like a Qualls feather token, right? It like, you know, like feathers from a dinosaur, right? Is the kind of things like breath of a cat or whatever. Right?
What's
Like
a Qualls feather token?
It's a magic item.
Oh.
That lets you do like fly and some other bird type shit.
It's a featherfall thing, isn't it?
It's got a bunch of effects, I think, depending on the feather you pull from it.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's not in the SRD, so or I spelled qual wrong.
Yeah.
QAL.
So yeah.
Oh, this is one of those items they took the name off of. It's just called feather token now. So you can look it up in the SRD if you want to see what it does. Anyway.
It's not Qualls, it's mine.
Yeah, so anybody can write down. They have a handful of feathers. You wanted to loot bag of fails?
They're enormous feathers, right?
Yeah, they're huge. Some of them are smaller, right? There's down underneath.
Yeah, of course. Cool. Okay.
But yeah, the King of Feathers is somewhere between T-Rex and dinosaur and has a big horn on the end of his nose for some reason. Okay.
He's also a part rhino.
So bag of fails has he has his arrows, his longbow arrows. And he has a short sword.
They have sweet poison on them because I want those. If so, geez.
Yeah, you don't have a longbow though, right? Like they're different.
I have a short bow.
They're
not
different
arrows.
arrows.
Arrows are arrows.
No, because the pull
same.
on a short bow isn't long enough to go all the way down a longbow arrow.
Arrows
in this,
are arrows.
In this game, does the game care?
If you go to D&D and you look up arrows or bolts, it's arrows and they're the same.
Yeah, that's dumb, but okay, sure. Okay, yeah. You can recover. Nice. Okay, 6 of them.
Sweet.
The poison won't last though, so it'll dry up. He applied it before he came out here, so I'll make a note how long it'll last.
All right.
So you want to use those
let's
up.
get into combat again.
Right now.
No.
I'm gonna swoop over while they're getting those.
Well, hold on, I'm not done.
Hang on.
So Bag of Nails also has the short sword, and the scabbard has a little bit of poison still left in it. So I will roll to see how many applications of that it works. Okay.
Okay, so like scabbard of short sword. Here?
Yeah, I mean the sword and the scabbard go together.
Okay. Short sword.
It's a regular short sword, but the scabbard still has some poison in it.
Cool.
And that's it. He doesn't have anything else.
Got it. He has nothing. He's just naked.
He's just like he's an old suicidal tabaxi.
Yeah, he wanted to die.
He
Remember?
does have a house somewhere where he might keep his stuff, but
Okay. Well, that's good then. I'm done. I'm done with him. Dave, what are you gonna do?
Sorry, yeah. I was just gonna say I was gonna head over to the amphitheater. And,
by yourself?
How far away are we?
Like 100 yards still?
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
It's like like you'll have to. It's a different location. Yeah. Don't. I'm just asking if you want to go over there by yourself, you can. But
no, I don't think
Stay
Treasure's
go.
going anywhere. Treasure probably isn't going anywhere. No, I'll just go down and help with looting the other dudes and stuff. I check this dude. Probably doesn't have anything interesting, except
Little Fox is searching the King of Feathers. Does the King of Feathers like have anything notable on his person?
No.
Cool.
Don't open the mouth. There might still be bees.
Yeah, and she's not dumb enough to let the bees out.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can probably. The thing is he's magical, so it's not like he's like literally full of bees. The bees get like conjured from the elemental plane of bees, I guess. I don't have enough information to explain the bee thing. I just know that it's there.
I wish we had. I wish.
Plane of bees.
I don't like it's literally why can the King of Feathers teleport? Why does he barf? I don't know. We don't know. There's no answers to these questions.
Science does not have the answer.
That's where
right.
all the bees have gone.
He's an enchanted Tyrannosaurus.
All of the bees have gone to the elemental
Sorry,
plane.
I'm
of
sorry. This
bees.
is the para-elemental plane of wasps. They're not actually bees. They're wasps.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Elemental plane of wasps is a lot
That's
meaner.
way worse. Yeah.
So what you're saying is to fix like the ecology of the world, we need to make that portal somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring
All the bees are dying.
Elemental plane of bees. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
the
would
King
love
of
to-
Feathers doesn't have anything.
I would love to
on
have
her.
some trophy of it. I think maybe she'll like crack a couple of its teeth out of its mouth to have as to add to her little like
Yeah.
beast totems.
Oh yeah.
and
There's
stuff.
all kinds of trophies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's like significant.
You find your own flesh and hair like in his teeth, right?
Yeah.
Like
Like yeah, and like touches her side like
I think like I'm following around after Ishi and Little Fox, like using like I don't know gauze and like patting where you're like bloody and being like, no, you know.
It's just being like overly attentive.
yeah.
Well, you both died
Yeah.
multiple times. Well, for multiple times for Little Fox. So like Arcturus is being very much like that kind of like post adrenaline rush, like like shakiness and like just like patting at you and being motherly. Like
So I don't think this is where we're gonna find anything interesting. I mean, not that I don't think the corpse of the and I'm like watching Little Fox tear a tooth out of the. Not that I don't think the corpse of the big dinosaur is interesting, but there's probably other stuff somewhere. All the people that went to go try and kill this thing had to die somewhere.
what if it has a mate?
I think we would have heard about the king and queen of feathers, don't you?
I just I'm
I could kill another one of those.
yeah, Little Fox is done with this and she's gonna start walking towards the amphitheater carefully. She's wary of more bullshit.
Okay.
Okay, I'm coming. Don't.
Arcturus is like behind you, like maybe we should, I don't know, rest or like running behind you guys.
Okay. So you wanna head off to the shadowy area of the amphitheater?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it doesn't take long to get there. You arrive at the amphitheater, a ruined amphitheater that looms over the surrounding buildings, which are all in ruins. This is like a little area the jungle hasn't finished consuming yet. Vines cling to its steps and animal statues line its stands. The muddy ground outside is stripped clean of vegetation. An eerie silence hangs over the area. Where before, no birds cry, no insects chirp. You can start to hear, like I said, some of that happen. Around, there are footprints, there are discarded feathers, shed scales. This is clear that this is the King of Feathers' domain. And near the back, there's probably, like, I guess he would have started to have, like, nesting instinct. So there's, like, a pile of, like, broken trees and, like, chewed up logs that have been, like, jammed into a sort of nest in the back. And underneath the stands, there is you can see here a shadowy opening into some like, tunnels underneath the stands to let you kind of, like, move around during events.
That seems like... Well, I'll check the nest from above.
How
Okay,
long
if I
does
can-
fly last?
Like an hour.
Oh wow, that's pretty neat.
Okay. Yeah. There's like I said, like bones, and if you're just flying above it, looking at it, it just looks like a tangle of bones, dried leaves, fronds, kind of mush down around the outside.
Okay. I mean, I land and I'll investigate it, see if it's put any shiny stuff like a magpie would maybe in their nest.
Okay. Yeah. Make an investigation check. Okay.
8.
You don't find anything. There is, I think around it, there's like that kind of papery, like you can hear the buzzing too, like papery evidence of like wasp nests that grow up and then get rolled over, knocked over by the tail, and then rebuilt. So yeah, you can see that there are a bunch of like wasps sort of in the area in the corners and like up on the walls and stuff. And I think that it takes you like 15-20 minutes to like search through this area.
Okay,
you've
yeah,
like
I was
been stung.
reminded by chat. It's only 10 minutes, so like I land. I
Sure.
invest.
Okay. So while Malik is searching the nest, what's everybody else doing?
How much you want to bet what we're looking for is in the tunnels?
I don't want to go in the tunnels.
I do. I like tunnels.
Yeah.
What if there
You're
are
like,
more?
the tunnels are probably cool and they're dark and this horrible sun won't be getting in your eyes anymore.
The worst.
What if there are more of those? I mean, I'm sure the King of Feathers can't fit in there, but those little ones. Maybe we should, I don't know, find some place.
This is where the King of Feathers lived. There's not going to be like a whole bunch of other stuff. I feel like he would have been mad about that.
Arcturus is just very, scarred.
Listen, if you're scared, you can stay here. I'm going to go check the tunnels.
Oh, but what if you get into trouble?
I'll yell really loud.
Okay, I'll just stand out here.
Yeah, just be careful.
Can I be looking around and see if there's
I got my eye
anything
out. It's fine.
out in the open that is other than the nest and the tunnels? Is there anything around and about?
Just what I described.
Okay, then I won't bother about it. I'm just worrying my fingers and
keeping an eye out.
Yeah, Little Fox will follow Ishi in just to keep her out of
we're
trouble.
gonna
Just wait out here
check out
alone.
these cool tunnels where
Yeah.
adventurers probably stumbled into and died after they were mortally wounded. It's great.
So, Little Fox, are you gonna light a torch, or because it's dark in these tunnels?
I'll maybe.
I can cast light on your hammer before you go in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get him to, or not Malik, sorry, Arcturus. Get him to provide some light.
Okay. So
And,
the tunnels are
cast
lit with this
light on-
strange kind of aquarium, this flickering aquarium light as you head in there.
And I definitely tie a little bit of gauze around your arm tighter, and I'm oh, be careful.
So one of you make an investigation check with advantage because the two of you are going to search these
Okay.
tunnels.
Investigation. I have a 1. What do you got? Better or worse than that?
For investigation,
Yeah.
I'm a 2.
Oh, hit it up.
There you go. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So you scavenge through the area, and yeah, there's a lot of. It looks like this is where the Deinonychus live. So you find lots of smaller footprints. Obviously, this area, the King of Feathers wouldn't fit in here.
They drag all the corpses, right?
And yeah, and so exactly, they're scavengers, right? So yeah, lots of bones, half chewed grungs. Their nests are are much they're like warrens. But you're super familiar with this, you know where to hide the good shit. Yeah. And you find yourself in a room, and there's a pile of bones and corpses. It smells terrible. You don't really notice. But it's somewhere between a larder and a trash pile, basically, where they just bring the food, they eat it till it goes bad, and whatever goes bad, they just leave it here. But searching through this trash, you do find some objects of interest.
He's just digging through a pile of bones and garbage,
Mm-hmm.
and occasionally just being some of this is still good.
Hey, I found something. So you find over the course, I think it takes probably a couple of hours to search through here. While that's happening, you find a large. It looks like it's ruined at first, but you wipe all the blood and goop off of it, and it's actually in pretty good condition. It's a turquoise and electrum plate, like a big serving platter. That looks like it would be used at a big important feast or something like that. You find a not attached to a corpse, but probably in the ripped part of a bag, someone else looted it and then got killed by velociraptors and dragged in here. So you find in this bag, you find a mask, a gold funereal mask, a Chultan funereal mask. So it's this gold mask with sapphire eyes and painted lips, and it looks very it looks expensive and fancy.
The first thing I thought of was, as soon as I find this, turning around to Little Fox and being "Hey, Little Fox, boo!"
Right? It's twice the size of your face too.
You'd have to hold it so far away as well because you got a snout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm a dead Chultan. And then you find there's a corpse who is fairly fresh. He has reddish robes. He's missing one arm and his head and a big chunk of the top of his torso.
Oh, reddish robes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in his bag, amidst other miscellaneous broken gewgaws, like it looks like a potion or something broke, and so everything is like soaked with this kind of turpentine-feeling fluid. But you do find, wrapped in a cloth, you find a helmet, and it's a weird helmet. So it's like a skull cap with a bit that would go over your eyes, so it like kind of sits like a Viking mask, like it doesn't go
like
over the bottom.
mask,
So one of the eyes is open, like you just see through it. The other eye has like a circular, like amethyst lens, like in it, and then the top of the skull cap is carved to look like a brain, like the wiggly, like squiggly lines of a brain.
Oh, I bet I know what that is.
You're not there. Shut up. So you see that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, we're gonna take all the valuable stuff. So we got a plate.
The turquoise electrum plate and the gold funereal mask on my sheet.
Now we have strange helmet brain thing.
Yeah, and we'll take the strange. So if we're confident that we've searched everything, we come back outside.
Yeah.
Um,
After a couple hours.
Oh, I thought you died. I was so worried. I was about to go in after you, but I was scared.
It's starting to get dark when you return. Yeah.
You know, there's a really big pile of stuff in there. If we had some kobolds, this would be a good spot. Like,
well, maybe they'll move in. You can tell them that it's here.
I will if we find some.
but yeah,
glad
Little
you're
Fox
not
like
dead.
lays out all the stuff and plops down and starts like I think she's gonna start setting up camp.
Right here. What if there's more? What if they come back?
I think it will take time for the city to realize that this is a place that they can venture.
What about those little ones? Maybe there's more of them. What if we?
Well, everything here and everywhere is dangerous. We could get crept up on at any point. I don't think this is any more dangerous. I think it's maybe slightly less, as I said.
I actually feel like sleeping in the nest of the King of Feathers is probably the most safe place you could stay.
Yeah, it's...
Nobody's gonna bother it!
Little Fox could take that, like, tree and just, like, cover you with it, like a blanket of bark.
I don't
Fine.
think that'd be comfortable.
Probably not, no.
So
Little
we're
Fox is setting up
those
camp
things. Let me see
near
those
one of
things.
these tunnel entrances.
Okay, we got a plate. I say, like, dragging the plate across the ground, like, clonk. We got a mask thing.
So the plate is worth 25 gold, and it's of a fairly recent, like, post-Ubtao Omu. It's an Omu artifact. But the mask is pre nine gods, pre shrines, like an Ubtao from the time when Ubtao still gave a shit about this place. Because it has you see along the band it's like wearing around its head, you see the labyrinth pattern. It's worth 250 gold.
Whoa.
Not bad.
The helmet is absolutely a magic item, but it will take time to assess what it is.
I would love to attune to that while we do the long rest, if people don't mind, because I have a feeling.
Well, you can figure out what it is and then decide who attunes to it.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, that can all happen as part of a long rest.
Sure.
Yeah, so let's long rest.
Okay.
I'm scared, but I will probably fall asleep out of exhaustion.
Always scared.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's true.
this place
You
is
should
scary.
always be scared. It's Chult.
This is horrifying. Okay, so you rest, which means I can give you experience, and we can talk about that. But so you set up camp here in the amphitheater. You light a little fire, and the amphitheater kind of like reflects the light down at you, and it's actually like weirdly peaceful now that Buddy is gone. Unfortunately, it's gonna be dry and sunny again tomorrow. Sorry, Ishi. Unseasonably good weather here in the jungle of Chult.
The worst weather.
And for everybody else, you get a chance to dry off and to rest and recover all your business. Now, while you're resting, we get a cutscene elsewhere. So we cut to the moonlit darkness,
shit.
the clear moonlit darkness. We see the corpse of the King of Feathers. I think there are some birds that are like pecking at the Deinonychus, but they're leaving the King of Feathers alone. And we hear a faint susurrus, like a whispering, and we pan back a little bit and we see emerging from the brush a group of Wanti, some with the snake head, some with the snake arms. We see this group. There's about a half dozen of them, and they approach through the jungle towards the body of the King of Feathers. And we see at last Yuan Ti that from the top up is human, from the bottom, the waist down, is an enormous fat red serpent, big like chunky scales, big rust-colored scales. But from the waist up, this person looks like a mummy or a leper. Like he's wrapped, his face is wrapped in bloodied bandages. He looks emaciated and shriveled. There's blood soaking through parts of his bandage. But then on top of that, he's wearing a beautiful like torque of onyx and gold. He has an armband of the same. He's got a big ornamental like black leather belt with an enormous sword tucked into it. And on his forehead, above one yellow eye on his forehead, we see a blue triangle painted.
Oh, it's him.
And
$1,000 says that's Ross and C.
he slithers up through the jungle. His cadre is like looking out, and he comes up to the body of the King of Feathers, and he lays a pale hand on it, and he shakes his head. He shakes his head, and he speaks in a language we don't understand, but we get subtitles. He says, poor thing. A fate unbefitting a king. Let us see if we can't rectify this problem.
No.
And he starts to rub his hands together.
He doesn't say to rectify it.
And chant in a low snake-sounding language. And then we fade out and fade back in on the next day.
Rest and sleep, please.
Do we get all our hit points back?
So yes, you all take a long rest. You get all your biz. Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna need to use a ration for yesterday because I could not produce food for you.
Oh, okay, good show.
Yeah, let me. Oh, and now I'm out of
So
rations.
I'm feeding Orvex, Ishi, and myself. So I'm using up 3 rations.
Okay.
And
Okay. So everybody gets 2,250 experience.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, 2250.
Oh god damn it, so close.
2250. So you want to know something funny? The King of Feathers and Bag of Nails are worth the same amount of experience.
Fuck off. What?
They're both worth exactly the same amount of experience. They're both 3,900 experience.
Well, I mean, I'll take it, but
Right? Like either the King of Feathers is way undervalued or Bag of Nails is way overvalued. But yeah, they're the same challenge
And
rating.
then, do we get any for the Dionychus seeds?
That was everything. Yeah, that was that 2250 is everything altogether.
All right.
okay. So my guess, this is going to be either a helmet of telepathy or some other mind reading thing.
Would you like to see this hideous helmet in its full glory? I have a handout.
Yes.
All right,
Show
let me
us
take it
the
over.
thing
Let
that
me
no
show
matter
everybody.
Show us the thing that no matter how powerful it was, I would never wear it.
There it is.
Yes.
Good guess, Dave.
Gross.
So, unfortunately, in Dungeons and Dragons, there's no turn helm off. So, if you wear this, I'm going to imagine you looking like this every time you talk to anyone. So,
Oh man. If I wore it, could I continuously cast minor illusion on myself to make it
no,
look
no, you can't move a minor illusion.
No.
So, no, you have to look like weird owl brain. So, let me read what it does. So, while wearing this helm, you can use an action to cast the Detect Thought spell. As long as you maintain concentration, you can use a bonus action to send a telepathic message to a creature you're focused on. It can reply using a bonus action to do so while your focus on it continues. While focusing on such a creature, you can use an action to cast the suggestion spell from the helm on that creature. Once used, the suggestion property can't be used again until the next dawn.
If Malik puts this on and starts trying to read my brain, I'm gonna hit him in the face.
Well, and who says Malik gets it? I feel like Dave just was
Yes.
like, "This is mine," so you can all talk about
Yes.
who should get this.
Sorry, I was excited to put it on because I thought I knew what it was. Not because I just want to claim it.
Yeah, you're like, I know
But
what this is. Who wants it?
I mean, I definitely don't want it. I already have a hat.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah,
You have
Orvex
I'm-
doesn't care.
really not over fond of knowing what people think.
That's fair. That's
Yes,
very fair.
you do seem to have a deficiency.
Now remember, Malik, pretty much everything that does relies on concentration. So if you're wearing it, you can't fly and use it, or
But
it's an
It's
ugly.
very
helmet.
rare situations where I want to be flying and reading people's thoughts.
no. So you have to remember, you have to focus, which makes concentration. Then you can use suggestion. So you have to be focusing with concentration. Then you can use the suggestion ability. They're not separate.
Yeah, I mean that's probably fine. That's like
Or
still one of the difficulties of being a caster.
we could sell it.
Yeah, you could take it home and sell it. A helmet that lets people read minds. A very unsubtle helmet that lets people read minds.
Yeah, I feel like reading minds with this thing is like it's very obvious. Like what you've got a stupid brain on your head. Like you're gonna be a suspicious person no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, you'd think that like a helm of telepathy. You think they would make it like a ring of telepathy,
or like a headband of telepathy.
Yeah. Nope. This is what it looks like. It's a big gold thing with a purple eye and a brain on top. I don't know.
Yeah.
So there it is.
I mean, unless Andrew, you want it, no, I'll put it on.
No.
Little Fox doesn't even think people are capable of thinking, let alone want to read their thoughts.
She doesn't want to wear armor either, and I think this.
Though
it doesn't technically count as armor, like to her mind, it's kind of all the same.
Yeah. Hey, Malik. You can just drag it from. It should be in the SRD. You can just drag it into your.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing it.
Cool.
It's actually a cursed helmet of.
What a feature! Yeah, do we get cursed as well?
Yeah. All right. Cool. So you make a cool. You put on your cool new helmet. You're beginning to look more and more like a weird supervillain. I am really tempted to see if we can get new art of Malik with this dumb.
I just imagine Malik like doing the like unwrapping his like
and then putting your head right back around.
Wrapping
it
I
was
around.
Say,
yeah, like you can see the mask, but the rest of it is all like covered by.
That's true because Malik does have his like headscarf that he could wear around it to try to obfuscate it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Kiffer.
Yeah,
Kiffer. That's the term I wanted.
Yeah.
I'll add the spells separately as well.
Cool. All right. So you wrap your kifia around it again, and you're good to go. So the morning has come. It's sunny as hell. Let's pop back to the map here.
Okay, so we dealt with the King of Feathers. Where next, everybody? Where are we going?
Weren't we still looking to go northward and see if those kobolds were around, perhaps?
But then we ran into the spooky cave with the gargoyles. That's like as north as we can go, right?
That was over here, maybe up here.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, the cave. Y'all are over here, and then the cave. You can kind of see it. It's like right there.
Yeah. So we have one more bit of stuff to do in this section of the map, right?
Yeah, these houses up here.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out.
Okay. All right. So you head north away from that location, and I'll get somebody to roll a percentile for me.
Are you on this, Little Fox, or am I? You okay, Arcturus?
Okay. Let's see.
Yes. Sorry. Just a little worn out.
Yeah, when we go past, do we notice that the corpse?
You went the other direction. You went north.
We did.
Okay.
So you don't walk past the corpse.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. So this area seems to be an abandoned veggie pygmy colony. So more of the muck, but it looks like there's a bunch of tracks leading south. It looks like they've all left it, so it's all kind of like dry, and the fungus is like basically dead when you come in here.
Yeah, and Little Fox will do a little searching around to see if there's like anything that they left behind.
Okay. Yeah. You can make an investigation check. See how that goes.
20.
You got a 20? Okay. Yeah, it's clear. Like, I mean, these pygmies don't normally like carry around a lot of stuff anyway, so you're not likely to find much.
Yeah, it would have been stuff that was like already here that they didn't scavenge or something.
Yep.
But
yeah, no, otherwise it's pretty empty.
Okay, so did we do this area? I don't remember.
Down there, yes. That whole section is cleared.
Okay, so we've done everything except for the tomb. So I guess the next place would probably be over here.
Yeah, we're just ignoring that we know that that's there. I think that's a good shout, honestly.
Yeah, it was a horribly ominous Like,
Yeah, it's very.
I don't feel like wandering into the Doom Tomb.
Yeah, it's not. It's not why you're here. You definitely get the impression that it's related to why you're here, but it's not. You're like, okay, we got to get puzzle cubes. We got to do that first.
If it's the Tomb of the Nine Gods, then I think before we do, we should at least have the 9 puzzle cubes.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know for sure that it is, but yes, it's a.
Oh, sorry.
It's like a scary thing.
Actually, we were told that the tomb is up by an obelisk.
I don't think you were told that. You read graffiti that implied that.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. And I'd like to just add for a little bit of flavor while we are searching through the places. I'm just fucking with everyone by sending them telepathic messages because
I will literally like turn to you and be like, Malik, if you do that one more time, I will slap you in the face.
I don't care what you're thinking. I just want you to.
Please, dear God, send me telepathic messages because it means I can send one back to you in reply. And Ishi's telepathic message, every time you send her one that she doesn't need or that isn't relevant, she tells you the whole story of the crocodile crossing the river as a reply.
Just bombarding Malik with
like spam mail.
That's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, you poke me with a telepathic message I'm not expecting, you get the whole story of the crocodile crossing the river.
Yeah, don't make me turn this brain around.
All the way back at you.
Yeah, no, I just mess about with it for like the first part of the day.
Sure, yeah, just because you
got a
can.
new thing.
It's a new toy.
Yeah.
It's magic. It's literally magic.
Telepathic DDoS.
Yeah, I don't actually. I want to make it clear. I'm not reading any of your minds. I'm just sending you messages. I won't do that without.
Don't you have to concentrate on our thoughts before you can message?
No.
Okay.
Detect thoughts, and then send a message. Yeah.
Detect thoughts isn't.
Suggestion needs
Text-
context.
Suggestion is
Thought.
yeah. So the detect thoughts spell. Oops.
Oh, I just grabbed it actually. Oh fuck, that's a long. Yep. Sorry.
You cast
there
a
it is.
spell. You focus your mind on one creature. You initially learn the surface thoughts.
Yeah. As like what's
I
most
just
on
don't-
their mind, and a lot of it, I think after the first time Malik does it, most people's surface thoughts are stop it, Malik, Malik, get out of here, stop it. Yeah. He has to actually probe directly, and then you get a saving
I do not give you consent to be in my head, Malik.
All right. Well, I won't read anything in there.
I don't
Don't
want you
need
to
to
touch
know.
it. I don't want you around. I don't want you poking fortunes in my brain. Stop. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. So you want to cross up onto this area, back down the other side, across, and then into this next one?
Yeah, I think that's the go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you make your way.
Sorry, hold on.
Yes.
Is there something special about this building at the end of the road?
No.
No. Okay.
No. It's just like a terminus for the road. It's all overgrown.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's carry on.
Oh, the kobolds are in the northeast.
Yeah.
Got it. Sorry. We went the wrong way.
Yeah. That's
Whatever.
okay.
I'm bad at directions.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll find them.
I mean, it's a bright sunny day, so chances are real good they are hiding inside somewhere. But yeah, there's this huge building right at the edge here, and I think that when you get over there, you can see it by climbing up onto the road. You look down, and it's like a derelict market hall. It has a roof that some parts are collapsed in, but it's one of the, aside from the amphitheater, it's one of the biggest buildings you've seen so far. And on the outside, it is like got a mosaic with like various illustrations of the harvest and of trade. There are frayed cloth awnings hanging over a broad alley lined with stalls. So it's like an abandoned marketplace.
Well, shall we?
Why not? I mean, we've looked in every other place.
Yes.
Okay.
Into your brain. Yes.
God damn it.
I turn around to Malik and I go, "Oh, look over there." And I look at little Fox going like, "Push him over me. Just do it. Just push him over me." Like I'll trip him as soon as he turns around. This stupid fucking helmet.
Yeah, and then just like a
But I
big.
know you're thinking that, so I just moved.
No, you can
No,
focus on
you-
one person at a time.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
that's right.
Rip.
Yeah, so we get Malik with the look over there,
The bully push over somebody kneeling behind them move.
Okay, Malik, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh man. Oh man.
The helmet breaks and you die.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, you're fine. You fall, but you don't take any damage. And the party has made it clear to you.
And while you're lying on the ground, to go, don't make me confiscate that helmet.
I'm like, oh damn, no.
My helm.
Okay, let's check out this building.
So you want to go search the market?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you begin to search through the market. Can I get a perception check from Ishi and Little Fox?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So Ishi, I'm going to give you advantage on this check. So both of you notice this before any of these things happen. You spend literally like a minute, like 60 seconds within the first minute getting in here. This place is trapped to the gills. Like there are tripwires and pressure plates and poison dart throwing. Like there's traps everywhere. Like you literally get in and you're like, whoa, everybody stop. The whole place is just like a warren of overcomplicated traps. You look up and there's like boulders hanging in a net. There's like miniature catapults ready to throw rocks in your face. Like this place is clearly like incredibly dangerous to pass through.
Oh, excuse me, Adam. That character's already dead. He can't be here.
Who? What?
Me. With the traps. This sounds
No,
like me.
No, it's not. These are better traps than yours. Sorry.
These are
Wow.
kobold traps.
Yeah, they're all tiny traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically you walk in and the whole dungeon turns red. Yeah. So what do you do? Like Little Fox, you and Ichi both notice it right away as everybody kind of spreads out.
We're like, we both step in. We're about to step on the same tripwire and like back up.
Yeah, and Little Fox like puts a hand out to stop Arcturus, who's like looking up at the ceiling or something.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is a lovely little. What?
Okay. Wait. Everybody, wait. There's a lot of stuff in the way here, which suggests to me, if I were the person who put these here, that there's something good on the other side of all this stuff.
Why don't we just leave the building and come from the other side?
No, the whole market.
If there are multiple entrances, I guarantee they are as badly screwed up as this.
Oh, right. So
Now,
it's in the center, you think?
I mean, it's probably somewhere in here, like a chest or a box or a little alcove or something. I think I can probably make my way through. I'm pretty good at this. So I'm going to see if I can Mission Impossible my way through all the traps.
Can't you disarm traps, Elf?
I have a lockpick, but I don't have a disabled. I don't know what disabled devices in 5e. Like, I'm not really sure what the rule is for traps.
I think it's sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Yeah.
Is it sleight of hand? If it's sleight of hand, I can definitely.
Yeah. I mean, performing a sleight of hand check would allow you to disable a trap in the same way that picking a single strawberry is the beginning of clearing a field. I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a shit ton of traps. Yeah. It's untenable to disable them all, but I might be able to move through them as well.
You could also try to find a way to trigger all of them, but that would be significant.
Yeah.
Might destroy whatever they're protecting also.
That's true.
Okay, so
talk to me about what you want to do.
Wait here a second. Oh, wait. First things first. Oh, no, wait. I don't want to do that.
Ishi, if you're going in there, then you should probably, is a saving throw. I can give you bless.
Bless will work.
That's attack rolls and saving throws. So saving throw will probably be
dexterity save.
That'll probably be the thing that can help with.
Yeah, most traps are.
So I'll be like, if you're going in there, then and I do the
blessings of my God be with you.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll just concentrate on that while you're doing the hurry.
Okay.
So you got a minute. What do you want to do for your minute of blessing?
I am going to try and make my way through these traps, like further into the building. I'm just going to progress through traps.
Okay, so you're not trying to disable them. You're just trying to look out for them, and once you see them, you can avoid them.
I'm just trying to stay
Okay.
out of the way and
Make a perception check.
Okay, I'm gonna use my inspiration here. 24.
Okay, all right, yeah. So you start to pick your way through these traps, and like they're pretty. You gotta admit they're pretty inventive. There's some good trap work.
Yeah, some good. I have a feeling I know like what's.
It might be a little bit overkill, but you're like, game recognized game. These are some good traps. And actually, can you make like a history check for me?
Sure. 7.
Okay. You're not certain the origin of these traps yet, but you have a creeping suspicion that's beginning to. Yeah. So as you pick your way through this trap, everybody watches Ishi, and for you, it's like watching someone go through a minefield. You can't see the traps, but Ishi will just suddenly turn and move a different direction, or like crawl under something for no apparent reason.
Or like her tail will be like really high to avoid like a wire as she goes like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So as you move through into the center of the market, at the edge of your vision, Ishi, you think you see movement, and you turn and look, and you can see an old like clay cup like wobbling on a table, and then it falls off the table and breaks on the ground. It doesn't trigger a trap or anything, but you notice movement, and you see this thing fall, and you like freeze up.
Hello? Are the people who laid these traps still here?
You don't hear anything.
Something moved. You only have a minute. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Okay. I'm gonna check it out.
And over towards where the cup like fell off.
Okay. So you come around the stall that the cup tipped off of. There's a bunch of broken pottery around it. You slip under a tripwire set at like human knee height. And you see just ahead of you, there's the wall to the outside of the market heading east. You see the end of an ochre-colored scaly tail slip outside the window and away.
Okay, I'm gonna shout out in like Draconic, because kobolds. I'm gonna be like,
"Hey, no, it's okay. Come back."
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's any response. I think you shout after it, but.
Can I like go after it?
Yeah, you want to follow? Sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So you scramble, climb up the wall into the window, and you look, and you can see outside there is a bush that is like still rustling slightly as something passes through it and crawls underneath the bush and disappears. So you can just see the like rustling, and then it's gone.
I wanna keep following, but I also have the kobold knowledge that I could be being led into an ambush here. So I think I turn back like in the direction of where the party is, and I call out like,
"They went out the back. Whoever it is, they look like it might be kobolds, or something scaly, lizard men. I don't know. But if you go around the building, we can meet on the back."
Okay.
And I like hop down out of the window. Like
I try and very sneakily go around the building. Clink.
Make a stealth check.
Clink. Clink, clank. Clink. Clank.
You're terrible.
Yes.
Okay. Somewhere deep below the city, a lich looks up from his table like, "Hey, keep it down up there!" Bang, 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 hits his Archmage's staff on the roof. Okay, you're all terrible.
Clink, clink.
I step onto the Chaos Plateau.
You hear all your friends come clattering around the corner of Ishi, and you see Ishi clinging to a windowsill, looking down at a bush.
"You went in there."
And I like hop down from the windowsill. And go like,
"Seriously, we don't mean any harm. We don't want to hurt you. I like your traps. Very inventive. I think they're your traps anyway."
I say like talking as I walk towards this like hiding location.
Like I haven't seen another kobold in like years.
Yeah, I mean you're shouting at a bush.
Yeah. I take the same route into the bush as the other kobold did, like underneath it.
Yeah. There's like a cave hidden behind the bush. Your friends could probably squeeze in there. It's easy for you to slip into. And yeah, there's a and it's a tunnel that goes down under the. It looks like it was dug under the wall, and then it breaks. You peer in, shield your eyes from the sun. You can see that it breaks through an internal wall on the inside, so it's like underneath the market, but they've tunneled in from the outside and then into this tunnel.
Okay, so I like pull my head back out from the bush, and I look over at everybody, and I go,
There's a tunnel. There's a tunnel that leads somewhere. It's like under the market. There's some kind of construction.
Are you sure it's not more of those dinosaurs that tried to kill us yesterday?
I saw a scaly tail. And dinosaurs don't set traps like that.
Well.
Can we get to you? Is it safe?
Yeah. Come around.
I cast light on my shield and like follow Ishi into the tunnel, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like
it's gonna be a bit of a squeeze. Just
Okay, so in what order do you crawl into this?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm after Ishi.
Little Fox will bring up the rear because she has to do the most squeezing.
Oh, poor Little Fox.
Well, Winnie the Pooh. All right. So eventually, you all squeeze into a larger human-sized tunnel. You squeeze through a break in the wall, and actually, you're in. You find yourself in a room. It's not a long hallway. It's just a single room. And Arcturus, your light illuminates this chamber. So you're in. You're standing under the arches of a wine cellar, roughly 20 by 20. The cracked ceiling is 8 feet high. And you can see glittering from your light a pile of treasure twinkling, surrounded by an enormous group of kobolds. Like there's probably like 30 of them. They all have the same kind of ochre, this like ochre scale. It's kind of like brownish red, and sitting on the pile of treasure, preening itself, you see a rather fat kobold. So he's sitting on this pile of treasure, this little big kobold belly, and he's wrapped in a tapestry that you can see on it. You can see like a pattern of a bird. It's like a ripped tapestry, and he's wearing it like a royal cloak, and it's decorated around the neck with like garnet beads. And he's sitting on a pile of like mostly copper coins, but it's got some other stuff mixed in there.
It's copper for volume, right?
Yeah, copper for volume, and he's just kind of like wedged himself in. He's got a little butt groove going, and he's just sitting there, like clicking his little fingers together. And when you come in, a bunch of the kobolds like draw, because they have short bows, maybe.
Probably short bows and spears.
Yeah, they either clatter their spears and point them at you, or draw their bows. And there's a little one, the one that you saw that you were chasing, next to the big guy, who looks like he had just been like, I saw the humans, they're coming, and he looks up and he says in common, he says, we have expected you.
Arcturus is that thing where he thinks that everyone who's of a minority race knows each other, and he's like, oh, Ishi, do you?
No, we're just meeting for the first time. You've been expecting us.
He nods and he says, we have eyes and ears everywhere within Omu. Our kingdom is mighty.
This is just a room, right?
It's just it's a wine cellar with a pile of treasure in the corner.
Just a room
full of kobolds.
I reply,
oh yes, I've heard tell of your prowess.
He nods. We are pleased. You are in the presence of royalty. Kneel, pitiable servants.
Dude,
The kobolds kind of like rattle their spears at you. Come on.
Are we the pity?
I do the thing.
What about everybody else?
I like point to myself, and I look at Ishi, and I'm like, are we the pity?
Yes, you are.
Right. And like I like get down on one knee and do a very like cleric like
Little Fox and Malik, what are you doing?
I'm trying to learn the culture of the kobolds.
Yeah, this is too funny. I'm playing along.
Are you playing along? Okay, so you bow.
Yeah.
Little Fox
doesn't kneel to anyone.
All right.
Also, she's tall enough that this space isn't quite big enough for her, so she's kind of got her head tilted.
All right. So he scowls at you and he says, "You filthy ogress! You dare defy your rightful king? Kneel or suffer the consequences.
She's gonna put a hand up to the ceiling. What's the ceiling made of?
Stone. It's like big stone archways.
Yeah. She just like pushes on it a little bit, enough for it to like shift slightly. Like I'm not gonna be like a tear through the floor or whatever, but she just kind of
And
like,
I from
locks eyes with him.
while you're doing like the intimidation thing, I'm like on the ground and I go like, you forgive her. She's my friend. You know, she doesn't do the whole bowing thing, but she's respectful.
You should make a persuade check.
12.
He says, "We will allow it. If the enormous ugly one belongs to you, we will show it pity."
And I look over at Ishi from kneeling, and I'm like, which one's the enormous ugly one?
So he continues. He says, "Bumbling fools, you find yourselves in the glorious kingdom of Kakarol the Mighty. Glorious worm." And the rest are just like, Kakarol, you're so mighty. And he says, "Have you come to add your offering to my enormous pile of treasure?"
Well, and I like get up from the bow now because it's like we're talking now, sort of thing. You know,
Well, I certainly have some things that I could offer to you. Oh, great and mighty Kakarol? Is that what you said?
And he nods.
It's Kakarot.
His name is Kakarol. Yep.
Yes,
Great and mighty
offerings.
Kakarol.
I am Vegeta.
Yeah, this is his friend Vegeta and Bulmo.
I take a gold piece out of my bag and I like you know, is this right? Is this like I do the whole like
Wait.
Oh,
He sees it and he says, "You may approach." And he gestures, and they like part a little bit with their spears, like to let you.
and I'm looking back at Ishi the whole time, like, yes, we're learning kobold culture. This, like, yes.
Place
then,
your offering at our feet.
I like put the gold piece on their feet, and the whole time I'm like, look, you know, wide-eyed as someone who's like, yes, kobold culture. This is so interesting. And like, I
now
look over.
You must repeat the sacred words of our clan.
Oh yes, I would love to.
In answer to that most eternal question, all must know who is best in caves. Who is best in caves, supplicant?
I look over at Ishi and I'm like,
Kobolds are.
kobolds are best in caves.
And there's some like cheering, and the kobolds like clap their little scaly hands. And he says, "That's right, and don't you forget it. Who else has gold for King Kakarol?"
And I'm like, do I? Okay. And I back up. You know, the whole time I'm just like, Ishi, tell me how to properly speak to your people.
Okay. Here's the thing, oh mighty Kakarol. I will happily, of course, offer something.
All right, I'll take off one piece of gold.
Mighty sir. But we're hoping that maybe you could also help us. You know, if we offer well.
Perhaps we are a benevolent leader. And all the kobolds nod, and they're like, yes. And then one of them has like one eye. He's like, he's not that benevolent. And he says, "What boon would you ask of your mighty liege?"
Well, Malik, do we have a map of Omu or some kind of Omu related?
Yes, but I don't really want to let them draw and scribble all over it.
But they might know where all the cubes are.
I knew I should have got this laminated.
So you've drawn like a map of Omu so far.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've probably got like a side thing that's like tied in with the big map of Chult just for the town.
Okay. All right. So you lay it out before him, and he looks at it and he says, "What do you wish to know, human?"
Oh, great, mighty, wise, powerful, and very shiny Emperor Kakarol.
Like, oh yeah, that's some good shit.
If you know where any of the shrines of the 9 gods are within the city, we would be most blessed to learn of your wisdom on such matters.
Yes, you seek the puzzle cubes. You are not alone. We have seen many others searching for the shrine. The Red Wizards have come a long way, and they have met with ill fate. Too, we have seen the servants of that terrible snake, Rossin C, who thinks he's better than us, but he's not. He's not. We're better than him. He's crappy. We don't...
Yes.
Sararak likes us the best. So if he tells you that he's better than us, you don't listen. He's a jerk.
But I whisper over to Ishi, like, who is a Sararak? Is that a kobold god or something?
No, we saw the name of Sararak.
Yeah, you're like,
right, we did.
It was
we
written
did.
on the. It was the obelisk. Right?
It did. A Sararak the Eternal,
Yeah.
Asarak or whatever.
Yeah, and he says,
Asrak has many servants here in the city of Omu, among which we are the greatest, regardless of what those hideous snakes say. But I think they're looking for you. They lie in ambush. Beware the shrines.
and he points at the map, and his little claw almost pokes a hole in it right there, and he says,
They await you at the shrine of the bird, an ambush in the water. Be careful if you go there.
Thank you so much for your wisdom. In return, and I look over to Ishi and I say, you can tell them about the place you thought might be a good home, a good den.
Oh, we have news. You probably already know because you see everything and know everything, of course. But I just wanted to let you know that the King of Feathers is dead.
and there's some whispering among the kobolds, and Kakarot says,
Speak you the truth. The King of Feathers has died.
We were there.
Little Fox will come forward with one of the feathers. She'll pull one of the feathers out of her pack.
yeah, and all the kobolds are like, oh my gosh, wow, they must be really strong and stuff. And Kakarot's like, all right, fine. Look, I was gonna kill him when I got around to it.
And she'll give the feather to Kakarot.
Yeah, and he takes it and he says,
And then shows one of the teeth on her trophy thing.
It's that picture. It's like, you did this? You take it, and then a few seconds later, it's like, I did this.
yeah, right. And he holds it and he says,
You have felled a great beast. Congratulations on your continued existing. We approve.
and he pats you on the shoulder as you lean over to give it to him. He hands the feather to a nearby kobold who immediately begins waving it at him.
I imagine it's one of these things where Little Fox is only dealing with these antics because she's had to deal with Ishi for
right?
so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kobold and it's all water off a duck's back.
So go ahead, Ishi.
So I continue with after the hubbub dies down a little bit, I say
In the amphitheater, there's a whole bunch of tunnels and passageways underneath, and all the little dinosaurs that used to steal from the King of Feathers. They brought all their stuff in there, and there's probably a lot of stuff you could still use.
We shall transfer the seat of our power to the amphitheater, where I will await my ascension. And when I do ascend, I will remember you. What is your name? Who are you again?
Apologies for not introducing myself. I am Ishi Snaggletooth.
Snaggletooth, killer of the King of Feathers and her friends.
And Little Fox just puts a finger to her chest and looks like everyone. I did it. I killed it.
it was me.
She doesn't say anything. She just looks a little confused for a moment, taps her chest.
And I think Arcturus does the oh, I know kobolds now, and I'm like, no, Ishi, the very probably
King Kakarot, if I may ask another question, whereabouts are all of you from? I haven't seen any kobolds since I came to Chult. Is there a place where there are lots of our kind or your kind?
We do not speak of the past, for it was messy and there was much blood. We left the place where the great red dragon once lived because we wanted to, not because she made us go away. She's a jerk. And so we came here, where I will become a great dragon myself and return, and we will wreak terrible vengeance upon her for being a dick to us.
Ishi's a red kobold, so the mention of the red dragon being bad or a jerk is like,
No, that's my team.
This is
Like,
my
you can't mess with the
team.
Celtics.
Okay, so you used to be where the big red dragon was. Okay. But yes, the amphitheater is free, and you should go there. And it's very nice.
And yeah, and he nods, and he says, good, we will begin preparations immediately. To transfer the horde of mighty King Kakarol to this place. We thank you, Ishi Snaggletooth and others, for your contribution to our mighty empire. You may go.
Yeah, sure.
You might have, in your dominion over Omu, have found anything that might assist us with those snakes you said lied in wait. I'm sure to give it back if we survive.
And King Kakarol looks at you, Ishi, and says, tell your damp servant that his survival is on his own responsibility, and that we are not here to give out charity, and that he tests our patience.
Oh, my apologies.
Oh, mighty King Kakarol, would you not even offer assistance in trade for this?
And I pull out the green dragon tooth that we got earlier from the corpse of the big dragon. Hold it in my hand. Like
make a persuasion check.
Does she get any kind of bonus?
No. So they all kind of like whisper and look at it, and what? I think they actually know whose tooth that is. Let me take a look. Because there's not a lot of like green dragons in this area. Let me.
Yeah, I have a drawing of it too. I drew it in my journal. I wrote it down. Sketch the skull of a green dragon from the piranha pit.
Her name
So
is
I'd be like, yes, this one.
Something. Let me take a quick look at my map.
I sketched the skull. It came from this dragon.
Remember the tooth.
Needle. Right, that was your name. So there's some like whispering in Draconic, and the king scoffs and he says, "You hold in your hands the fang of a fool killed by grungs. Needle was an embarrassment to dragonkind."
Oh, I apologize for offering you such a lousy gift. I wasn't aware of the history, but I have another thing that might interest you.
And I put the tooth away, and I'm like, I don't have to give away my dragon tooth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pull out the scale.
From where?
From the fairy dragon.
And yeah, so you can make another persuasion check on this one.
I give you my inspiration.
Okay.
Fucking butt.
You show us another trifle. That is a scale of the most obnoxious dragon anyone has ever met. When first we met that dragon, it did pull my trousers up over my head, and I could not return my head to its normal position for several minutes. It was embarrassing for all of us. How dare you remind me of this insult? Begone before you anger us further.
Okay, I don't have anything else that I can pull out from my bag and try and impress them with. I think we should go.
What about the mouse?
No!
The mouse.
What? The what?
The mouse.
No.
Wait. I have one last ace in the hole.
No, you can give them the story of the crocodile.
I have one last ace in the hole, and I reach into my bag, and I pull
Why
out,
not letting you negotiate?
and I pull out the diamond.
What?
Okay.
Seriously?
I mean, we're not going to go back to a town. There's really no point in
So
the
you pull the diamond out, and his eyes go wide and sparkly. We get the cartoonish like zoom in on his eyes, and we can just see the diamond reflected in them. And then he's like,
What sort of trick is this? It could be glass. I will give you, and he like just grabs a handful of copper, this many for it.
We don't want copper. We want tools. Sorry.
We
Great King.
We don't want your wealth, Great King.
Holding a thermal detonator.
Yeah. What we need is your assistance with the ambush. Maybe some of your help setting up some traps for our erstwhile ambushers or something.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Please do better than you have.
I'm trying. Hey.
There you go.
So Kakrul says, we are a responsible leader and will not risk our loyal kobolds in service of your quest. But we will tell you what we know. In exchange, you will give us the shiny rock. And also, and he like looks over at Malik, leave that one here. We desire it as a servant.
I nod.
I laugh.
I say,
That's a very shrewd dealing, but I am in need of him. So the rock will have to suffice. And it's a very valuable rock.
We will trade you a healing potion for him.
Maybe
I nod again.
A little bit more than that.
Arthur is just nodding in the back.
Yeah. Sounds good. He's been bugging me with his brain reading.
Yeah, just like the king is just looking at you, Malik. Like
Okay.
you can just imagine, and we see Malik, and Malik does like a costume change into the like bronze bikini in back, and we just see the king being like,
So
I cast
reading his
Helm of Telepathy on him. I
Okay.
detect his thoughts. I want to mess with him instead.
Okay. So
I
let's.
feel like there was ample opportunity to start this process of you being like,
All right. So let's see
what's
what
going on in this king's head.
He's got it's a wisdom save.
It is a wisdom save.
What's the DC?
Yeah. It's 13. It's not based on my stuff,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
No, his mind is too strong. Just get out of my head, Malik.
So he's looking at Malik, and I go,
So I can't give you him. But you say you're looking to become a mighty dragon.
Ha! Not looking. The deal has already been struck.
With who?
He squints at you. By the Arch-Lich, Asarak, he who is beyond death. He has promised us that when his business here in this realm is complete, he will transform us into a mighty dragon.
That sounds like a pretty good deal.
Oh. We're simply looking to become a greater dragon.
The process has already begun. Can you not see? And he like gestures, and he just looks like a kobold. Gaze upon my majesty. Gaze upon it.
I say, oh, well, it would not be fitting for me to serve you because I am further along that path than you are. And then I like reach down, look at my scales, and I cast dragon breath and just like breathe fire.
Okay. All right. Roll.
Like, not on them.
Roll intimidation.
Yeah. I'm really scary. I'm actually really lucky though.
You wanna try again? All right.
You like cough a little.
Kind of scary.
All right. Here, hold on. I'll see if he's impressed. Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Roll back.
So they all kind of like back away,
And he snarls and he says, Ah, you dare. Another who ascends the great ladder to draconic power. I did not know I was dealing with a rival. I appreciate your dealings with us, and your friends, and he looks at Ishi, have been properly obsequious, but our patience has run out. We will give you one last chance. Leave this place and do not return. And if we meet again, it will be as equals in the sky with fire and lightning and blood and wings and stuff.
Yes, I can fly as well. Yes, I can already do that.
Yes, well, so can we. So get out of here.
Okay,
Okay,
it's time to leave. Let's go, everybody.
Okay, all right.
How
While
long
Malik
how long
was-
was the tunnel down? Because I want to like ceremoniously teleport out.
No, you have to like crawl through the tunnel. You won't be able to.
I crawl
to
slightly and
miss
then
it.
teleport out.
Okay.
Right.
all right.
While Malik is talking with the and breathing fire, I quickly sketch the kobold sitting on the throne of gold in my little book.
Okay, so the back you've been drawing King
Yeah.
Kakarol. Okay, all right, yeah. So you climb back out into the world, and leave behind the great clan of the soon to be mighty dragon. Kakarol.
We didn't give them our diamond though.
No, we have it.
No, you didn't. Yeah, you still have it. Cool. Well, we're a little overdue, but let's take a short break here, and we'll come back and we'll do one more scene, and we'll call it there. So. Stick around, everybody. We will be right back with more Tomb of Annihilation shenanigans.